This evening on the huddle, we're here unplanned, unscripted, to hang out with the community and to talk about 5 tips on how you can collaborate with content creators in 2022 to help you grow your channel and grow your audience. Right now on the huddle. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you are new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we want to welcome you to the show. That's right. This evening, it's unplanned, it's unscripted, it's the huddle on a Sunday afternoon. Just want to kick it with the community. Yes, we normally do our huddles every Wednesday night around 9 o'clock in the evening and every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. But hey, we didn't get a chance to do a huddle last week, Wednesday night. And so I said, hey, it's a Sunday evening. Let's kick it with the community and let's continue in this series on how do you effectively collaborate with other content creators in 2022 to grow your channel and get more views on YouTube. And so we're here tonight. And so if you got the notification that we're live, let us know in the chat where you're watching us from on YouTube. And if you saw the link being shared on Facebook, come on over here to YouTube and let us know in the chat where you're watching us from. And if you are watching us on Twitter, let us know in the comment section and we will acknowledge you. And so let's get into these 5 tips as we continue this discussion on collaboration, because we need a strategy in 2022 to grow our channel. And what I found in 2021, collaborations with other content creators is definitely a strategy that you can use if you're doing it right for the right reasons and for the right purpose to grow your audience and also to add value to others. And so we want to get into this discussion as I pull up the slide here. Give me 1 second to get rid, this StreamYard notification thing every time you put your slide up. Let's get rid of this. So here we go. Here we go. 5 tips on how you can do collaboration videos with other content creators in 2022. Are you looking to collaborate with other content creators? Are you finding it difficult to find people of quality that you want to collaborate with? Well, I got some tips here that I've been using that's been pretty good for me that I want to share with you as a content creator. And if you're not a person into YouTube, but you want to collaborate in your own professional industry and field, I think these tips are good even in that respect. So let's get into the meat of the matter. Tip number 1, anytime you want to do some collaborating with someone, you got to do your research and your homework on the individual that you want to collaborate with. Do you share the same interests? Do you share the same passions? Do you have the same similar niche or audience that you're making content for? And if it's not the same audience or the same niche, is there similar interests? So if you are a cooking channel that loves to do cooking and food, like my man Walter Rush, who has a great YouTube channel on cooking food. I think he has his latest video on how to cook fried chicken and some good chicken wings using flour. Check my man out, Walter Rush. Thought I'd give him a shout out. So check him out. But let's say if he wanted to do a collaboration and maybe he wanted to partner up with a restaurant. Maybe he wants to partner up with a type of food network type of industry company that he can collaborate, and as a result, because of the similar interests and similar niche, that could be a good collaboration that he as a YouTuber can be able to do. And so, but it all begins with doing your research on the person that you want to collaborate. You want to do your research on a particular person that you want to collaborate in terms of what type of character that they have. I'll say that again. What type of character do they have in terms of you looking to collaborate with them and them looking to collaborate with you? Because you need to understand is you reach out to said person that you're looking to collaborate with, they should be doing their research on you as well in terms of the character you have, not just online and uploading videos and doing live streams on YouTube, but maybe checking out some of your social media pages that you may be on, such as LinkedIn, Instagram, or even Facebook, and just kind of checking you out as the individual. And then third, doing the research on the type of content that you're putting out. Is it the type of content that is consistent, not just in frequency and uploading or going live, but is it the type of content that is consistent with a brand and a message? And if that research part is done correctly, hey, check that box off. That may be a potential person that you can look to collaborate with. Because if we don't do our homework on researching the on a person that we're going to look to collaborate, it could be unfortunately a frustrating process. It could be a disappointing experience, not just for you, but for that individual and the audience that you are trying to add value to. So do your research when you're looking to collaborate with other content creators. Let's get into tip number two. Tip number two, not only can you do your research, but as I said, social media, checking the individual out on social media, and seeing the type of video influencer that person is, going back terms of that person's character and how they are behaving online, through social media. A lot of individuals tend to want to gravitate and go through Facebook. Even this afternoon, I reached out to someone I wanted to connect with on Facebook just to be friends, and we connected. And I appreciate the fact that the person reached out to me on instant messenger and gave me an offer regarding a Facebook group that he's a part of. But again, I'm of the opinion, well, before I kind of jump up and say yes, I'm going to check and see if this person on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is more professional. It's more business. And as a result, just like an employer that would be looking to potentially hire a new employee, you better believe they're going to look at your LinkedIn page. They're going to look at your experience, your skills and abilities, what you bring to the table. And so LinkedIn is definitely one of my primary sources. If I'm looking to collaborate with someone, I'm going to check and see if they're on LinkedIn, and is there a possibility of me and that person connecting. And then yes, Facebook can be a next opportunity, or Instagram. Twitter is not as popular as it used to be, but in the past, people would use Twitter as a form of doing research on a person. But whether if it's LinkedIn, if it's a Facebook group, use social media as a way of doing your research and being able to find the right type of person to collaborate with. Because again, collaboration is, as we talked in the previous live stream about the benefits of collaboration, it's going to present you both one of the benefits of being exposed before a new audience that you may have not come across or been presented before. And so social media, going to that person's YouTube channel, will also give you an idea what type of audience that said person may have that you're looking to collaborate, looking at who's commenting in the comment section, who's who his audience or her audience, who's interactive on their posts. And so it gives you some insight on, is this a great person you can look to collaborate? I think about in the music industry, we talked about how Jay-Z collaborated with, of course, with Kanye West. And because of the similar audience and the similar demographic of people that they are making music for, and as a result, they were able to produce some great hits. I think about Jay-Z with LinkedIn Park, as they were able to collaborate a different style of music, but they ultimately were able to collaborate. And then just recently, I was thinking about a old hip hop school jam with that a collaboration of different hip hop artists, rap artists got together and did self destruction, about trying to send a message about why it was important to stop black on black crime. So you had individuals like KRS One, you had individuals like Cool Mo D, you had individuals like MC Light, um, a host of different, and a classic old school jam. If you remember that, put hashtag self destruction, self black, the importance of stopping black self destruction, hashtag self destruction classic. And so collaboration provides great benefits to end up producing great results, but you got to do your research. You got to use social media as a tool to be able to seek out the right type of individuals you want to collaborate with. Tip number 3, we're moving right along as this is loading up. Not only using social media to seek out collaborations with individuals, but also take it a step further. Can you build an online relationship with the individual? Not just part my expression, a one night stand, right? But can you build an online relationship with them where now you're connecting with them on Instagram, you're connecting with them on Facebook, you're connecting with them on LinkedIn, and you subscribe to their YouTube channel and you're involved watching their content. That's something that I'm always trying to do with people who I collaborate with. I try to watch their content and comment on their content and subscribe to their channel. Now, though I do that for other individuals, that's just the standard I have. Would I love for them to subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment on my videos and be here when I go live on live streams? Sure. But I understand life happens and people are busy, but that's the importance of replay. That's the importance of replay. And to those of you who will watch the replay of this, I want to thank you for taking time out your schedule for watching replay and give us a hashtag replay 2022, letting us know that you are watching the replay, and we'll definitely shout you out. But that's the importance of replay. And so that's the standard that I have in terms of building an online relationship. So they're not wondering, well, who is this person? And I think that type of approach also is important if you have your eyes set on maybe collaborating with more established, bigger YouTube content creators or bigger established video influencers. If you are you looking to collaborate with a Sean Cannell? Are you looking to collaborate with a Nick Nimmin? Are you looking to collaborate with a Brian G. Johnson or a Roberto Blake? Well, if you go up and start sending them messages in their inbox, and if you're fortunate to connect with them on Twitter or IG, Instagram, and you're direct messaging, but they have no idea because you have no real online relationship with them, your chances of success are not going to be that good. And so you want to build online relationships. And so this is tip number 3. And when what we're talking about today is about 5 tips on how to do successful collaborations with other content creators in 2022. And so if you're joining us, let us know in the chat where you're watching us from. If you're over in Facebook, leave us a comment and we'll definitely respond to you. And if you're on Twitter, we will definitely shout you out. And so we want you to be successful, just as the picture shows you, collaborating, successful collaboration with individuals. And I realize we're living in times now because of the pandemic and COVID We can't do a lot of face-to-face collaboration as the image and the picture show. But then that's the reason why I put the mobile device, the mobile device that we have connected to our hip 24/7, instead of uh, consuming so much other people's content. Take the time to start collaborating with great content creators so that you both can produce great content for your audience that adds value to them. Hey, as we always say, if you're getting great value out of this video here on top 5 tips on how to do great collaborations with other content creators in 2022, do me a favor, smash the like button. Let us know where you're watching us from in the chat. Share this on your favorite social media channel. And if you haven't had an opportunity yet to subscribe to the channel because you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, we want to be there for you. We got a comment here from a good friend, Tech Troublemaker. Oh, the Troublemaker, Tech Man. Good evening, my brother. You have to have something to offer them to be able to exchange for whatever you're looking for them to offer. Oh, great. Certainly, Tech Troublemaker. True collaboration is about not only in terms of what you can try to get from someone else, but what can you bring to the table? And that's something Benji Travis from Video Influencers, co-author of YouTube Seekers, really taught me. I think when I collaborated with him last year, I probably had maybe a little over close to 100 subscribers. And I asked him, I said, why, I'm so appreciative that you said yes to collaborate with me, but there's such a discrepancy there. And he said to me that because you've been consistent in producing great content, you've been consistent, even though the views may not be there for that other big subscribers may be looking, but your consistency and your brand and your message is something that I saw that really add value, that while we can collaborate together. And so I agree with you, Tech Troublemaker. You got to bring something to offer. You got to. And then he also goes on to say, I read that comment already. I'm sorry. And he goes on to say, boom, I apologize. What we see here. Oh, good. I am on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. All right. Definitely. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. But like Tech Troublemaker was saying, you got to be able to provide something for someone that offers them. And that's real collaboration. And I realize we living in a culture and a society where people are always trying to, unfortunately, their motive is ultimately for what they can get out of it. But I go by the principle, in the Bible that talks about if you do unto others as if you would want them to do for you. So when I collaborate with someone, I'm looking to collaborate in terms of how can I add value to you, Tech Troublemaker? How can I add value to you? How can I be able to, if we collaborated together, right? And I came on your YouTube channel and I got a chance to be exposed in your audience. How am I going to be able to add value to your audience? How am I going to help grow your channel? How am I going to help you get more views? How am I going to broaden your reach and impact and income? And if I don't have those answers, I shouldn't be collaborating with you. I shouldn't. Because the true collaboration is about adding value to one another and your audience. And that's the reason why I went back to those examples about in entertainment when Jay-Z did his collaboration with Kanye West. There was a collaboration that added value not only to their fans, but it produced great results. And you say, well, they're both into hip hop. They're in the same genre. Well, that's the reason why I use the example of Linkin Park and Jay-Z when they did Encore for the movie Miami Vice. Complete different music genres, but when they came together, there was such an understanding about why they were collaborating. Look how it added value to those who end up watching the movie, who enjoyed the soundtrack, and the results that it produced for the movie and for them as artists in their careers. And as content creators, as YouTubers, that's what we have to do. We have to add value to those who we're going to collaborate with. And it brings me to my next point. We got to learn how to we got to understand the importance of collaboration etiquette. Now, when you think about the word etiquette, especially when I was growing up, you would hear about you got to have proper etiquette. Sit down at the table, put the knife in the fork, and how you just can't just take silverware and just, okay, this is how I'm gonna eat my salad. I'm not talking about that type of etiquette. I'm talking about the type of etiquette where you are respectful. You are respectful for another content creator's work. You're not gonna be spamming somebody in their inbox and say, "Hey, can you collaborate with me? Can you collaborate with me?" You ain't hitting somebody's DM and spamming them. You ain't stalking somebody, but you have a professionalism about yourself and the character that shows the type of etiquette that the person say, "Okay, I want to take a moment to see what you got." We may not be able to collaborate today, but maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, because people's schedules may be busy. Maybe they already booked in full. When you send in, if you're fortunate to get a person's email, instead of you saying, "Hey, tech troublemaker, I want you to collaborate with me on this day and day," hey, is your email professional enough and say, "Good afternoon, good evening, tech troublemaker. I am so glad you've given me the opportunity to reach out to you. Let me tell you a little about myself and my YouTube channel and how I feel in the appropriate time, how it can really add value to you and to your audience." Are you sending a professional email that has a quality pitch and message to it? We're talking about collaboration etiquette. And unfortunately, I'm in, maybe because it's the circles that I've been in, and I am working on broadening my circles and influence of people who I'm with. But I'm finding sometimes you come across other content creators and their etiquette is just not professional. It's not the type of etiquette that you can say, "I want to collaborate." Case in point, I've been checking out a couple of Facebook groups with YouTubers. The small YouTubers that say, "Hey, look, we want to grow together." And I checked out a couple of them. Some were public, some were private. I ain't gonna put nobody on blast. And the first thing you see on them is sub for sub, sub for sub, which is clearly a flagrant violation of YouTube's policies. But hey, hit me in the inbox and I will promote your channel. And I'm like, how you gonna promote something when you know nothing about it? How you gonna put your brand and your name and your message beside something that you know nothing about, but because you want to sub? And as a result, I'm like, okay, this is definitely not the group for me. And so I, unfollow and discontinue being a part of the group, because as much as I want to I always tell my good friend Steve Worthy and James Hicks from Hicks News Media and Podcasters Live, it's all about finding the right lunchroom table. You remember, Tech Troublemaker, when you first went to school, or you transferred to a new school and it was lunchtime, you went into the lunchroom, you really didn't know nobody, but you saw the lunchroom tables and you're saying, which lunchroom table should I sit at? And if you saw the lunchroom table was the type of table that you didn't want to be at, you were like, okay, I'm here now, but tomorrow I won't be there to this table. And you have to kind of keep searching out till you find the right lunchroom table. He said, hold on, let's get this monitor. I got to get me a new monitor. He says, yes, you got to do your research. What is that working like that? Okay, there we go. Doing your research. Want you to collab. So important, so that your styles and their styles don't clash. That's so important, because you're right. Your styles can end up clashing, and as a result, it doesn't produce the outcome that you're looking, because no research, and time out for collaborating with individuals who just want just get in front of your audience so that they hope they can get more subscribers, that trying to get more views from you. It's on me and you to do our research that we can find the right type of people we want to collaborate with. So I totally agree with you, Tech Troublemaker. I totally agree with you. Got to do our research so that way we're not clashing, not clashing. Not only that, but we're not trying to compete with someone. I should be willing to learn from you, just like you're willing to learn from me. And if someone leaves a comment that's a little critical and that's a little challenging, I don't shy away from it. I say, I always say, hey, look, thank you for your feedback, because you really didn't have to give your feedback. I appreciate your comments, and I do see it as an opportunity for growth. And I appreciate you just taking the time. Now, I ain't talking about the trolls. I'm not talking about the haters. I've gotten a few of those, but I'm talking about someone who just genuinely wants to leave a feedback, and they just want to leave a comment that maybe it's not, the type of yes man or feel good comment, but that kind of really challenges you. Hey, that should be welcome if it's going to help you not make the mistake in collaborating with the wrong individuals. But hey, if you're getting great value out of this discussion on 5 tips of how to effectively collaborate with other content creators, smash the like button for me. Smash the like button and share this on your favorite social media channel. Share this on your Facebook, your Twitter, even on your LinkedIn. If you have share this so that you can help others be able to effectively collaborate, because these are great tips that we can use even in other professional industries as well. So definitely. Tip number 5. Once you get to that place where now you have someone that you can collaborate with, do you, and since Tech Troublemaker, you've been hanging with me doing this live stream, if you wouldn't mind leaving this in the chat for me, so do you just go up and just say, okay, we're going to do this collaboration, I'm going to bring you on my live stream show, or I'm going to come on your live stream show, and you just go for it? Or do you take it another step and do a discovery call? And again, I got this tip from Benji Travis when I'm bringing him on my show, and he says we need to do a discovery call, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then we began to talk, and he began to share some things with me, and hey, I want to know a little about your audience. What is your age demographic, and what are your interests of your audience interests? And I had a fairly little to no audience, but he said, but that's okay. What is the ideal audience that you're looking for? What is their age demographics? What is their professionals? Are these entrepreneurs? So that when we do this interview, of you interviewing me and you interviewing me about YouTube Secrets, the book, I'll know how to come to the table and add value. And I took that and I said, that is a practice that I'm going to use going forward, especially if it's for new content creators that I am just meeting. And I know little to any about, because there's nothing worse to end up getting to the time where it's time to go live and uploading the video and pressuring record. And then you find out, as Tech Troublemaker says, your styles clash. And as a result, you don't accomplish the goals you're looking for, and you don't produce the results you're looking for, because there was no time ever to take and do a discovery call. And discovery calls help to, not in a sense so that you can unpull the cover back on someone to say, okay, well, it's a way of saying, I want to back out of the discovery. It's kind of help you also to understand where people's comfort zones is, because one of the things that I've been really learning about doing interviews on live streams is if a person is really not comfortable with being on camera, but yet they want to do the interview because they have something they want to promote, what can I do in going the next extra step to help them feel comfortable on the camera? It could be the camera shot with, with StreamYard. It gives us the ability in terms of maybe doing a close up on them, or doing, the kind of type of shot where they're not as close up. So that way you can help them doing a discovery call and working with them with their lighting, working with them with their audio and their internet. Doing a discovery call helps you to uncover things so that way when it's time to collaborate, you are able to do it. Tech says we share runoff shows ahead of time that they will know what I am planning for. Great point. Sometimes I even share the interview questions ahead of time to make sure they get the content. Definitely. I appreciate that, Tech Troublemaker, and that's something that I do all the time because I want the person that I'm interviewing to it's not just an interview, it's a conversation with a family member. And the best way I know how to make that interview feel like a conversation with a family member is I prepare everything in advance and I email them and I say, here's what we're going to talk about. I mean, here's what's scripted outline. Now, if we need to flow and get off topic, I'm all for it. But here's the structure. And if there's any question that I'm looking to ask, or any tip that you feel you may not feel comfortable with, let me know. I even share with them the topic of what I'm going to be putting in the on YouTube on 5 tips on how to stay motivated on YouTube. And I remember interviewing a particular YouTuber who was going through a pivot on his channel, and he had said to me, he says, as much as I would love to talk about that topic, I'm going in a complete different direction, and I would prefer to kind of do the interview on this subject matter. Now, I got 2 choices. I can say, okay, I appreciate that, but because I'm kind of focused on what I want to do, let's kind of circle back and schedule you for another time. Or I can say, okay, as much as I want to collaborate with you, and if this is what you're kind of focused on, and this is what you're kind of communicating on your YouTube channel, let me go with it. I may learn a thing or two, but it all goes back to doing a discovery call. It all goes back, like Tech Troublemaker was saying, send us some information ahead of time, not the night before, not the morning of, an hour before you go live. Begin, because you don't want it just to be an interview. You want it to be a heart-to-heart felt conversation with a family member. And the only way you're going to do that is, taking the time to prepare and go ahead of time. So let's go over in summary here. And again, Tech Troublemaker, I really appreciate just your interactive. Yes, this is unplanned, it's unscripted, but yet wanted to just hang out with the community. And so let's go over our summary here. We talked about doing your research. And even in Tech Troublemaker just has been hitting spot on with his comments in the chat. Doing your research, using social media, building online relationships, if possible, where you can take it deeper with an individual, collaborating, collab etiquette, having proper collab etiquette, and doing a discovery call. If we're doing these things, then we won't find it difficult to be able to find the right people to collaborate with. But if we're not doing these things, or if we're not being consistent in doing these things, then we won't get the results that we're looking for. Now you say, well, my result is to just get more subscribers and get more views. Okay, if that's it, that's your end goal, that's your results. Well, you got to look at the type of people that you're bringing on to try to collaborate. Because if we don't share the same niche and audience, then why are we doing a live stream together? Why? You know, and every time I bring someone on the huddle, even if their niche and their channel is different, I'm always trying to find a way on the huddle on how I can highlight and put them in a position where they shine. Because see, the huddle is about coming together as content creators and sharing great ideas and great content, but also giving you the platform so that you can get exposure, so you can shine. And if I'm approaching it from that standpoint, then guess what? The audience is going to see the value in it. Your audience that I'm being exposed to is going to see the value in it. And as a result, the subs and the views will come in time. Even if there's 1 today, 5 tomorrow, 10 tomorrow, 0 tomorrow, it's all good because it's about me putting you in a place where you can shine, where you stand out. Because if you think about it from a football standpoint, I'm not talking about the huddle that you see the 11 men do on offense and defense. I'm talking about the huddle before the game starts, and you see 53 men come together and they huddle up and they begin to encourage one another. There may be one particular person that's speaking within the huddle, but there's such a synergy about encouraging one another and help one another stand out and win their individual matches. So ultimately, the team will win. And that's what we do here on the huddle. If I'm helping you win your individual match as a content creator, if I'm helping you stand out as a content creator, and you are doing your job on defense or special team or offense, since the Super Bowl is coming up. Right now, the Pro Bowl is probably still on. But if I'm doing my best to help you win your individual match, though I'm the wide receiver on offensive, and I'm giving you the encouragement and the support, the team wins. And that's the reason why we got the huddle. And so these are the tips we wanted to share with you. Question of the day: what experience have you had doing collaborations with other content creators? Drop in the chat and share us your experience of your collaborations, good, bad, or ugly, and how we can learn together. And if you are watching the replay, which I so greatly appreciate, if you hung out with us this long, let us know in the comment section that you had a type of experience of you doing collaborations with other individuals and how it was. And so we can learn from one another in 2022. We can learn from one another. And if we're learning from one another, we're going to grow. And so these are the 5 tips. We talked about the benefits of collaboration. We talked about, let me just end the share screen here. We talked about how to collaborate with individuals. This Wednesday coming up, the Lord willing, we're going to talk about why people struggle to be able to collaborate with other content creators. I think that's important. Why do we struggle sometimes in being able to collaborate with individuals? Is it because, someone just being difficult and they just don't want to work with me? Is it possible? Maybe. Is it possible that someone's just not collaborating with because they're blowing you off? Maybe. Or maybe is it you that's not being able to collaborate? And so we're going to talk about the 5 things I believe why we struggle. I've made some mistakes, and I've made some mistakes, and I'm learning from some mistakes that I've made in my journey in collaborating. I'll share a tip with you. I find where most individuals struggle in coming on the huddle with me, sometimes it's females, because I haven't built up enough of a credibility and content where they feel comfortable being on. I'll just be straight honest. And so when I begin to see that pattern, I didn't say, oh, it's them. I said, what can I do to improve myself? Because I really want to be able to have them on my show. And if it's truly meant to be, they'll come on. Another teaser that we'll talk about on Wednesday is sometimes it's timing. Maybe the timing is just not right for them to come on, male or female. So we're going to get into 5 tips or 5 reasons why we struggle to be able to collaborate with other content creators, because yes, we got the benefits. Yes, we kind of shared the how, but it's important to understand why we may struggle. What are the mistakes that we're doing? And if we don't fix our mistakes on what we're doing, then we won't be able to get experience the benefits. We're going to end up as a result clashing with individuals and not accomplishing the true goals, as Tech Troublemaker has pointed out in the chat. And so that's what we're going to cover. And so I want to thank those of you who are watching us live and those of you who will watch the replay. Again, give us a hashtag replay. If this is giving you great value this evening on these 5 tips on how to collaborate with other content creators, smash the like button, click the thumbs up, share it on your favorite social media. And if you haven't had a chance yet, subscribe to this channel. I've gotten the focus in 2022. My channel is going to grow. It's going to grow because I am working on each live stream video, each uploaded video to produce great content. We're right short of 200 subscribers. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet and you feel I'm giving you great content, then hey, subscribe to the channel. So that's it for this evening here on an unplanned, unscripted The Huddle with your boy, Walter Strong. We will see you on Wednesday. God bless.